Hello, and welcome back to the BFA Baby podcast. I'm your host, Taylor Hartman, and welcome to my beautiful sunny bedroom. The weather is so nice outside. I got my window open. We are so on it. And it's going to be a super fun episode today. I'm also filming multiple episodes today, so if you're watching on YouTube, you might be seeing the same outfit twice. But yeah, so I thought that it would be fun to do like a college episode. I sort of did one of these in season 1, and I talked about things that I would tell my high school self, but I thought that it would be fun to do things that I would tell my freshman year self now that I have nearly completed my sophomore year of college. So when you're listening to this, I will be starting my junior year, but as I'm filming this, I am, finishing up my sophomore year. We're about the halfway point, and I thought that it would be fun to kind of check in on freshman Taylor, kind of give her an update of what's happening, share some college tips along the way, and yeah, just kind of have like a college recap episode. I think that could be kind of fun. So, and also just kind of like things I've learned now that I'm 2 years deep into college, like some freshman notes, just kind of, this is the BFA episode for real. This is less of an industry episode, more of a BFA-centric episode. And before I start, I want to tell you guys about tech. So as I'm filming this, we are in tech for Spring Dance Concert, and it is so exciting. I love my costumes. I'm twirling around in big skirts. There will be photos on the Instagram by the time you hear this. So go look on the Instagram at Tata's Ballet to see these really cool costumes that I'm twirling around in. But yeah, so I made a Tech Week episode that came out a couple weeks ago for the podcast. Go listen to that. It's great. Lots of tips and tricks that I am in fact using this week on the episode on the week. And I just want to say that, like, as a big point that I made in the episode is that, like, look at it with a positive outlook. If you go into tech being like, this is going to suck ass, it will suck ass. And if you go into it being like, okay, this is going to take a lot of work, but it's going to be fun, it's going to be worth it, I'm doing what I love, like, yeah, do it. That's awesome. So yeah, go into it with a positive outlook. That's how I'm looking at the week. It's going to be a bunch of late nights, but it'll be a lot of fun. We'll take some good pictures, have some good memories, all that kind of good fun stuff. So with that, I thought that I would just go ahead and get talking. So a few things that I kind of want to talk about college-wise is I want to talk about how let me not even talk about college. I just want to talk to freshman year Taylor, and I just want to tell her that, like, things are going to change in your sophomore year. Not for the best, not for the worst. They're just going to be a little different. You're going to move into an apartment that you're going to love, and I think the biggest thing is that, like, so at our school in the arts department, there's a thing called the sophomore slaughter, in which, like, sophomore year, especially spring of your sophomore year, is, like, when shit gets hard and people start dropping out and, like, everything gets really crazy and tedious. I would tell freshman year Taylor to believe them when they warn you about this hair is crazy. I would tell freshman year Taylor to believe them when they tell you about the sophomore slaughter. Believe them, because it's true. And I would also urge freshman year Taylor to be less hard on herself. I think, and I'm going to film an episode later about, like, academic and artistic rigor, but I think the biggest thing is, like, don't be so hard on yourself. Freshman year Taylor had some really crazy gen eds going on. Like, I had this crazy math professor that was, like, I did everything I could for that class. I went to tutoring, I went to office hours, like, I fought for my life for that class, and she just, like, was not beneficial, she was not helpful, like, all these things. And I think the biggest thing that I would tell freshman year Taylor is just to, like, ease up, ease up on yourself, like, you're doing what you love, and if you put your best effort forward, if you put your heart into everything that you're doing, what happens will happen, and you'll be fine regardless of what happens. And I think the biggest thing is, like, you're gonna work and you're gonna grow, and it's everything that's going to happen to you is going to teach you something, is going to give you insight onto something. I think another thing that I want freshman year Taylor to know is that, like, people are going to change, and people are going to leave and re-enter your life, and you're going to make the right call, okay? Like, I want freshman year Taylor, to know that, like, she makes the right calls. And that was something that I was really big on myself for this year. Like, keeping the people in my life that serve me, that benefit me, that make my life better, and not apologize. And to quote Matilda by Harry Styles, you don't have to be sorry for leaving and growing up. You don't have to be so sorry for outgrowing people. You don't have to be sorry for leaving friendships and relationships that aren't serving you. You don't have to be sorry for, doing what's best for your health and your career. You don't have to be sorry for it. And I just want freshman year Taylor to know that when these things happen, you're gonna make the right choice. You're doing the right thing. And it's important that she knows that, people are gonna say some things and you're gonna get hurt, and you're gonna make the right choice, but also let yourself react. Let yourself be hurt. And things are going to happen and you're going to react really strongly, and, you'll feel bad about reacting strongly, but you were lashing out in that moment because you were hurt and you didn't know what else to do. You didn't know how else. This hair is crazy. Let me just change it while I talk. You lashed out because you were hurt and you didn't know how else to react, and I think when you don't give yourself some grace when you're feeling such a strong emotion. You don't feel strong emotions for no reason. And I think especially if you're watching on YouTube, I'm just like fully putting my hair up right now. But you're in such an emotionally vulnerable major. Like, everything that you do is so emotionally driven. So when you're feeling things, feel them strong, feel them fully, react how you need to react what feels the safest to you, and it will work itself out. There will be people there that will support you, and you're gonna learn every single time you react. You're gonna learn, and you're gonna learn how you react and why you felt that way, and you'll speak professionally to those who hurt you, and you'll work it out, and it'll be okay. So I just think a lot of crazy, like, emotional, loud things happened this semester, especially in the spring, and I think that freshman year Taylor just needs to give herself some more grace. Give herself some more grace about, just how she's going to react and how she's going to think and feel, and just, like, a lot of grace. And I also want to tell freshman year Taylor that she's going to have, yes, an emotionally tough year, especially in the spring. That sophomore slaughter, please take them seriously, girl. But I also want to tell her that, like, this semester has been such a big win, such a big experience for creative exploration. She's going to set a piece that she's really proud of, and it won't get selected for spring dance, but that's okay because the faculty saw a lot of growth and we're really excited to see where the piece grows. And she'll make a dance film that she's really proud of, and she'll find new music that she loves, and she'll feel very proud of her work for her choreography class. Like, all these little tiny things are going to happen, and it will be an emotionally taxing semester, whatever you want to call it, but it will also be very creatively fulfilling, and a lot of doors are going to open, and she's going to be auditioning, and, you're really going to start to make kind of an avenue, a path for herself. And I just want freshman Taylor to know that, like, it'll be emotionally challenging, but it'll also be so creatively fulfilling. And just keep going, because everything that you experience and feel, it's all going to be, it's all you, and it's all fuel for creativity, and it's all fuel for, you know, your next piece, if that's how you want to look at it. And it's cathartic, and it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be risky and challenging, but it's going to be so, so, so rewarding and beautiful, and everything about it is just, it's going to be everything. And the semester will be hard, but it will be everything. And you're going to, you know, you're going to give yourself grace. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to be bad at things. Like, I want freshman year Taylor to know that, like, she's going to discover that she's bad at stuff, and that it's okay to be bad at things. You don't have to be good at everything. You do not have to be good at everything, and that we're here to learn, and we're here to be creative, and we're here to grow and change. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that you're here to grow and learn and change. And I want to shout out the current college freshmen. If you're listening to this as a college freshman, I want to say that I'm so proud of you. The switch from high school to college, especially getting your BFA, is hard. It's hard switch. It's a big jump. And if you just finished your freshman year, if you are just starting your freshman year, wherever you're at in your college BFA journey, I just want to shout out and say that I am so proud of you. You are working so hard, and your work does not go unnoticed. I think that you're doing so great, and your work is absolutely not going unnoticed. And you're getting up every morning, and you're going to your classes, and you're getting good grades, and you're doing your best, and you're performing your best, and you're putting the work in, and it's going to come. It's going to come when you least expect it. I know there's the big thing that I've really felt this year, but, you know, starting last year, really, really felt it this year, is that, you know, a lot of the times there's, you know, you're like, I'm putting in all this work, and I'm seeing people that I know are putting in less work, or you know, whatever, and, like, it just seems like things are coming so much easier to other people, and I'm putting in all this work, and I'm not seeing any, like, fulfillment of what I'm doing. And I think the thing that I want freshman year Taylor to know, I want current Taylor to know, I want all of my listeners to know, is that it's going to come when it's right for you. The right thing will not pass you up. Your work will not go unnoticed. Your work will not go unappreciated. Even if it currently feels like that, it won't happen. And the opportunities that are right for you will help you find a station for yourself, all these things. The opportunities that are right for you will not pass you up. And every opportunity, every audition, everything that comes and goes and maybe doesn't work out, you learned something, you're making a connection, you're building your network, you're seeing where to go, where to grow. And it's hard, and rejection is hard to deal with, and especially if there's not a lot of people in your life that truly understand the way it feels for this to be what you're doing. Like, it's so, so, so important that you know that the rejection is a big part of the game, and it's gonna hurt, and it's gonna sting, and it's gonna feel like everyone else around you is booking, and you're not, and you're gonna think that you're untalented, and you're gonna think that you're useless, and that you need to change your major. Don't. I literally had that breakdown like a month ago. Don't. You're on the right path. It sets your soul on fire. You know that you're doing it. You're doing the right thing for yourself. And you know that you are. But sometimes it can get hard. And it can get hard when, you know, you're caught up in what everyone else is booking and you're not booking. Or you get cut from an audition you drove 9 hours for. You know, all these things. And I just want to remind you that you wouldn't be here if this wasn't for you. You wouldn't be here if you hated it. You wouldn't be here if you weren't talented. You got into your school. You're working your ass off. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're doing what you love. You're chasing your dreams, and that is brave, and that is admirable. And I just want to remind you that you're going to be okay. And it'll be hard, and it's going to suck when you're working retail, but you're going to do it, and it's going to be okay, and everything that you want is within reach, and it's going to happen for you. And that's the biggest thing that I've learned this year is, like, it's going to suck if, you know, you're not booking and everyone else is, and you're going to feel, like I said, you're going to feel useless and untalented, and, like, you need to change your major, and there's people that are going to tell you to change your major. But you need to not give up and give into that. Because that is the, excuse me while I get water, I'm like choking on the podcast. You know, it's part of the game to the rejection you learn, and you learn from it, and it's part of the industry, and it's part of the life, and you know, you'll maybe never know, but perhaps that rejection is saving you from something that was going to be dangerous, or it was opening, you know, by not getting that contract, another door is opening for you. And there's so many good, positive things that could be happening. And I just really, really, really want to reiterate that it's going to feel tedious and hard, but you got this. And what's meant for you will find you. What's meant for you will find you. And that's the biggest lesson that I've learned this year so far, that I want freshman Taylor to know, and I want all of you to know. Moving forward, I compiled a list. It was a really big emotional shift, but it's been a crazy semester for me. I just kind of thought I'd vent that out on the pod. But I made a list of some things that future dance majors need to know and need to bring to college. And this is something that I wish someone told me that I didn't have to go out and buy while I was already in school. So if you're going in to get your BFA in dance specifically, but I think this benefits from if you're just getting a BFA just in general. If you're going to get your BFA and you're moving into college in the fall, here's some things that I think you need. One, you need some health stuff. I have kind of like a section. Health. Foam roller. Get your own foam roller. You can get them really cheap at like a Five Below. I'll just rattle off the health section. Foam roller, yoga mat, Theragun / lacrosse ball, TheraBand, ice bucket for feet. Foam roller, super cheap. Roll out all those muscles. Just get nice. And just start, you know, I talked about it in an episode earlier this season. Like, get a cool down routine. It's so important. And, you know, having your own, like, equipment to have that cool down routine / warm up routine, it's helpful because then you know you'll always have it. You'll always, you know, be able to access it because you own it. You know, so foam rollers are really helpful in that. Yoga mat. My roommate actually got me a really cute yoga mat for my birthday, and this has been really helpful, again, for workouts on the go, for training on the go, stretching, but also it's been really helpful in our Pilates classes. We take Pilates classes here as the dance majors, and, you know, being able to have your own yoga mat, you like how it feels, always, you know, knowing that there will be a mat, you know, because we have some mats in the studios, but sometimes it's like, oh, if you get there late, you don't have a mat, and you're, like, doing Pilates on the floor, and, like, it's fine, but, you know, whatever. So having your own yoga mat, especially for, like, Pilates classes that you'll be taking as a dance major, it's very good to have your own, and just kind of, again, know that's always there. Theragun and lacrosse balls. I don't have a Theragun on my own, and I know that they're making, like, dupe ones now that you can get pretty cheap, but, like, I've used friends' Theraguns and everything, and if you don't know, a Theragun is like this massage. It reminds me of like a power drill, but then it has like a massagey ball thing on the end, and it goes, and you just like run that over like quads and calves, shoulders, anywhere like really big areas to like massage out, and it is just, it's the best. It's the best. And Theraguns themselves are really expensive. I think you can find dupes, and I need to ask for one for my birthday or Christmas or something, because it's just, they're so everything. But even just like lacrosse balls to roll out those tight spots in your muscles, get you geared up, especially like currently right now, we're in rehearsals all the time. We're cross-training a lot to kind of keep that stamina up for the shows. You know, you're doing multiple shows a day. You're running between auditions. Like, your body you get that wear and tear on your body, whether you want to believe it or not, you're going to get that wear and tear on the body. So having these, having like a lacrosse ball or a Theragun or something to kind of roll out those smaller muscles, those really tight knots, it just makes such a big difference. It makes such a big difference. TheraBands for stretching feet. A big goal of mine in my ballet classes was to, work on articulation through my feet and having my TheraBands, both for that and then also just for like general stretching, split stretching and hip opening, and you can get a pack of those real cheap, and it's just something that's like always having your dance bag, kind of warm up. You never know when you're gonna need it. Ice bucket for your feet. Icing your feet is so underrated. I do it all the time. Just have a bucket that's like, this is the foot bucket, this is the foot ice bucket. Just kind of after a show, and you just kind of, and it's so good. It's so good. Ice your feet more often. It feels so good after a long show, especially if you're like changing shoes, or you're in point shoes or top shoes or heels, or you're barefoot, like running around. Like, it just feels so nice to ice your feet. Get a designated ice bucket for your feet. A big thing that I love is my coffee maker. My sister got it for me for Christmas. It makes like a cup at a time. Super awesome to make and then stick in your fridge if you like cold coffee. Even just to like have in the morning. I'm a big coffee person. Really turned into a coffee person in college, especially with those late nights and early mornings as a dance major. And also making your own coffee at home saves a lot of money. You're not going to a cafe every single day. So would highly recommend a coffee maker. Bring a lot of bags. Obviously have a backpack, have a dance bag. Bring a lot of totes. You'll be coming to and from auditions in the theater, and having a lot of bags is both kind of good and bad. You want to consolidate as much as possible, but there are some days where like, you don't want to have to be like unpacking and repacking the same bag for all these different occasions. Like all my school stuff lives in my backpack. All my dance stuff lives in my dance bag. And then I can take what I need on the occasion, like in my New York or Nowhere tote, or, what's the other, like I have like makeup bags, like pack whatever certain makeup I need for the show in its own bag to throw in my backpack with my school stuff, like consolidating bags, but having ones that you can kind of pick and choose what you want to put in there. But yeah, again, makeup bags, zipper ones, or like even the small ones from Ipsy are great. Because sometimes you don't need your entire makeup collection to go do every single show. But, sometimes you do need, like, a different lipstick or, like, a different eyeshadow for, like, a makeup change. And just having, like, a makeup bag that you can consolidate for each show and, like, or audition or whatever, kind of pick and choose what's in there, really important. For shows, though, and I talked about it in my dancer gift guide video for, like, last Christmas season, my caboodle is really great. It's down here if you see me pointing on the YouTube video. My caboodle's really great. It folds out, it latches, it's easy to carry. Love that thing. Would highly recommend getting one of those. Next things I say are for, like, you'll be doing a lot of auditioning when you're in college, whether it's practice, whether it's a project, anything. So just have a solid self-tape setup that you enjoy. A lot of us probably already have this because of, like, we were pandemic artists, all the things. You don't even have to have, like, a real camera. I film all my auditions on my phone. I use the Pro Video function on my phone. It's a Samsung, and it's great. But, having a good sturdy tripod, having a ring light, a backdrop perhaps. I don't own a backdrop. I usually just find a blank wall. But, a backdrop is something you could look into. Just having a sturdy self-tape setup is something that you want to come to college with. Because if you already know what works, you can slightly adapt it based on the environment that you're in. Two more big notes is that you will be dancing in bare feet more often than you ever have. And that's just something, like, I didn't do a lot of barefoot dancing growing up. I mean, maybe in contemporary, but, like, not really. Like, a lot of the stuff we do is barefooted. And so just be ready for that. There'll be blisters. You'll be building up calluses. Just, like, know that. And also, just a general college tip. Bring less clothes than you think you need. I'm so serious. Like, do not bring every single piece of clothing that you own, because you will not need it. You'll get into a routine, you'll find a couple outfits that you really love and really enjoy, get in on those. Like, don't bring all the clothes you think you need. You'll also you'll accumulate a lot of clothing. You know, like, this is a t-shirt I got at, like, a campus event for free. You will accumulate a lot of clothing. Do not bring all the clothes that you own. Just don't do it. You also don't have the space for all of that. And like I said, you will, like, accumulate and gain a lot of clothing. So save some space. Don't pack everything. Pack your favorites. And you'll kind of fall into a pattern of, like, I like wearing this, I don't like wearing this, or I wear this more than I thought I did. Yeah. Just general college note, don't pack every single, like, pack less clothes than you think you need. Yeah, and I think that's just kind of the college recap, short little episode I kind of wanted to put out. Before I go, I do want to talk about the new Taylor Swift album that just came out, The Tortured Poets Department. Guys, it is so good, and I am so inspired by it, and I think it's really cool. And my current favorites are, my top favorite is Clairvaux, obviously, come on now. Love of My Life, Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. Like, those are, and obviously, of course, the title track, The Tortured Poets Department. Like, those are all, like, I don't know, I just really, it's been a really good album, and Love of My Life and Clairvaux are kind of top of the list right now. But yeah, so it's been really good. It's been really inspirational. Let me know what your favorite Tortured Poets Department song is. I'll put that in the poll. Thank you for tuning into this short little episode, and good luck with all your college endeavors. Freshman Taylor in a parallel universe, if you're listening. I hope all is going well, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Lots of love. Married and a kiss. Mwah.